So hi guys, I've set up the YouTube streaming link if anyone wants to check that out. If you guys want to, we can share that link to your peers as well. And then you can also view the recording of this there. नाही नाही त्याचं नाही फक्त 41 लोक जॉईन झालेले आहेत. तर 48 आता वाढतायत म्हणजे तर 9 वाजताच करू ना सुरू. हा म्हणून मग थांबतो मी 9 वाजता पर्यंत आरामात करू. ठीक. ओके ओके चालेल.
Tech isn't enough. At India's best BTech CSE, you'll also learn business communication,
हॅलो हॅलो
Archis?
Yes, ma'am.
We will start Archis.
Okay, we'll start.
हो हो बिकॉज आय थिंक व्हिडिओ स्ट्रीम पण करणार आहे ना ते युट्यूबचं
Yes, yes, ते सुरूच आहे.
या सो दॅट विल बी ओके वी विल नॉट वेस्ट टाइम बिकॉज दोज हु आर स्ट्रॉंगली इंटरेस्टेड दे हॅव जॉईन
Okay, perfect. Give me 2 minutes.
Yes. Dear students, hello, dear students, Sanjana, Anamika, Amok, am I audible? Vivan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So, today we have Archis Gokhale, our alumni of Integrated BTech. Currently, he is in final.
So hello, I hope you can see my screen. And जो भी YouTube पे है, I think YouTube chat is also live. So if you have any questions during the session, please contact. Please message me. And okay, so this is the official SIH website, sih.gov.in. Now this website is the only available website for all communication. Okay, there's echo. Okay, just give me a moment.
Okay, hi. Can you hear me now? No echo? Okay, perfect. Just one sec. Okay, hi. So this is the official SIH Smart India Hackathon website, and this is the only available website for all communications. Mind you, there are no other communications which will be coming except this official website. So all communications apart from this is irrelevant. Maybe only your Spock will give you some information. That is the only thing which is important. But other than that, you all you have to do is follow this page, and all the updates are in this tab right here. Yes, Anamika, you had raised your hand.
Sir, there's a echo in your voice.
There is still an echo. Okay, hold on. I think it's probably because of the YouTube. Let me just stop streaming. I'll record
But
this.
I am not getting any echo, Archis.
Yes, same at my side. No echo.
No echo. Okay, perfect. Okay. The echo is there, not no echo, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So now I'll show you. I'm starting with the problem statements. Obviously 2025 problem statements have not been released, but they will be very very similar to 2024 problem statements. And let me just open up 2024 problem statements because you will be able to understand the gist of what problem statements will be there. Now there are multiple problem statements, as you know. I'll just download all of these, so it's easy to see in Excel. Now, student innovation is one category where I think you should just avoid because student innovation has like maximum number of submissions. So the maximum number of submissions per category or per problem statement is 500, and out of those 500, it is kind of like a luck based, luck driven thing where you will be selected Now, so I strongly advise you to go against student innovation. That is one category where I don't want you guys to enter at all. Now, if you look at the other problem statements, let me just. Okay, perfect. So, student innovation, I would strongly suggest you guys just don't do student innovation. It's just all of these submissions are maximum 500, 500, 500. Almost all of them are pretty much 500, which is just hampering yourself. And then after that, it comes. So, these are all obviously hardware. So, hardware, I don't think anyone would be participating, right? Anyone interested in hardware? Okay, no. Hardware hackathons are essentially 48-hour hackathons, 2 days long होते हैं वो, and 48 to 72 hours depending on the ministry. And software hackathons are 36 hours, where 36 hours में you cannot sleep, you cannot go outside the arena, you cannot just chill around. You have to work 24/7, which is very hard. Trust me. And then hardware. Okay, perfect. Software. Now, software में there are multiple ministries. Now, some of the ministries are very common. Ministry of Agricultural, Farmers Welfare, Ministry of Ayush. All of these ministries are pretty easy. Ministry of Fisheries. Now, what you want to do in selecting a problem statement is number one, it should have maximum social impact. This is like the general strategy. This is not what we followed, but this is like the general strategy of all SH people, SH winners. So the first strategy would be to pick a generic, to pick a niche but problem, some problem statement which will solve the actual impact. Like it will have an actual impact on the real world. Second, it does not matter if your product can be monetized or not. That is absolutely irrelevant. Um, our product was absolutely not monetizable. Um, then we have all of these organizations like Narcotics Control Bureau. Now look at the statements and then look at the submissions. So this is just 75 submissions, right? This is in space technology. Only 64 submissions, blockchain and cybersecurity. 106 submissions in agricultural, food tech, and rural development. So try to think of the statements which very few people will submit. So in this case, 106 people or 106 teams have submitted, and in 106 teams, you guys have to be the top five. So in every industry except ISRO, the top five teams are chosen per problem statement, and then those guys are called to the grand finale in whatever center it may be. Like you might get a random statement, a random station. So some people were called to Jammu. Then two of my teams were called to Delhi. Two of then we had gone to Ahmedabad for ISRO. So this is essentially how you select your domain. Number one, select a niche where you are comfortable. Second, make sure that that statement will never be chosen by other people. Make sure it seems very hard. So our statement was, let me just show you, 1736. Now I would like any one of you to just read this problem statement and unmute your mic and try to understand or try to tell me what you understand from this statement in the first go, because we had no idea. We had absolutely no idea what they wanted. So I want you guys to unmute and understand or tell me that what you guys understood. Anyone? I see like 77 people.
Yes, sir.
Hi Ansh. Yeah, go ahead.
Um, Description. Let's develop a system that automatically generates videos using frame interpolation techniques given a WMS service that provides satellite image at regular intervals, like every 30 minutes, and a bounding box. The AI-based video generator should be interpolate frames, for example, at every minute between 30 minutes. For smooth visualization of moving objects, this video should be displayed on an interactive browser-based maps using OpenLayers or Leaflet. Challenges frames is straightforward on commercial libraries such as Mapbox. Developing the same functionality for modern open source web-based libraries will be an added effort. Usage can be implemented for visualization on Vedas, Mosdac, Bhuvan users, WebGIS applications
Go ahead, go ahead.
application developers at the end users of these applications available solutions? If yes, reasons for not using them. Individual components are available, comprehensive and proven solution does not exist. Desired outcome. The tool should be compatible with the OGC compatible WMS service, should be demonstrated video visualization overlay on an open layers version 6 web map. Bonus points are for utilization of an device GPUs NPUs available in modern desktop devices that are not mandatory.
Okay, now out of 10, let's assume that 10 is the maximum understanding of this problem statement. How much have you understood in the first glance? Give me an honest answer, like 6, 7, 8, 2, 6. Okay. Just you can just put it in the chat. You don't have to unmute. Minus 1. Okay. 0. Okay. So so you know why these problem statements are pretty hard? This is because the wording is difficult. It is actually a very simple problem. Essentially, satellites send images every 30 minutes. All we have to do is interpolate the frames in between them, and we have to generate a new video. That is it. That is it. So, yep, there you go, perfect. Yuvraj, perfect. So, essentially, you see these frames, right? These are the frames which they wanted us to convert. The wind images and all those different types of images. There are multiple models. Yep, yep. This is the kind of image which they wanted us to be outputted in a proper format, obviously. So we had made a proper display and perfectly synced thing of that. I'll show you that as well. Not an issue. Okay, so let's go to what we started as. So ISRO is one of the statements or one of the problems where every problem statement does not get a winner. The ISRO is the only industry which does that. So there are 10 to 12 problem statements per 10 to 12 problem statements per ISRO. Like ISRO has 12, 10, 10 problem statements, and every problem statement, 5 people will be selected. So 50 teams. Now, in normal case, if there is a normal industry, out of those 50, 10 winners will be 10 winners will be selected, and 10 runner-ups will be selected. Just because 5 में ही competition है. There is only competition in 5. Okay. But in ISRO, among the top 50, only the top 2 are selected. That is it. So instead of competing against instead of being it 1 versus 4, it is now 1 versus 49, which is just enormous. So we got to know that on while reaching at Ahmedabad, which was horrible. Which it was a shock for us, probably a shock for every other team. But we were quite scared कि अभी कैसे करेंगे. And we had a prototype ready, but it wasn't completely ready. It was about, I'll say, 80-85% ready before you go to the grand finale. Now I'll tell you what we started with. So this was my PPT from 2023. Now I thought that we had such a beautiful interface. Okay, this is what I thought, that we had. Oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful Mac screen. I love this content. I love this UI. Okay, this is just accurate. This is just working. We had gone to Pune station to take these photos, and we had actually built a working prototype. But the one thing which I noticed was, first of all, this is absolutely generic. Kavach. It is like a generic name. Okay, that is, it doesn't really pop out. It should, pop out for, for you guys. And let me just, the rest are hidden. Very nice. Okay. So the one thing which this had was a lot of text. Now no one has that time. So first of all, this problem statement was a very generic one. It had like 500 submissions, maximum submissions there could have been, and pretty bad. So that this is essentially just text. This is like a AI based text, and then this is just a random text. This is no one is going to read it. This is not very readable. This is horrible, and the colors do not match. The colors do not sync up. It is just text, 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 text. So what we wanted to do, so this is essentially our first PPT, where 2023 May we only had to fill it with 2 slides. Now the option is that you can fill everything with 6 slides, which is a huge advantage. You don't have to fit all of the text in one thing. This diagram you don't have to fit in one big slide. You can segregate it, divide it into parts. So the issues with this is essentially you had a lot of text, no real actual cleanliness of the PPT, and that is something which the judges do of course look at, because 500 PPTs, they don't even really need to go through all of them. First, try to be the among the first 100 submissions, because after the first 100 submissions, they just, I don't think they really look at the PPTs. That is an important insider fact. Second thing, try to select industries or problem statements where you know that people will not select this because it just no one understands it. So that is also a tip. So this was 2023 where we lost horribly. Okay, we didn't even get selected. Internals maybe won obviously, but we didn't even get selected in the grand finale. And then we started our work on the main on the 2024 slide. So this was our starting slide. Okay. So this is actually even after a lot of consideration. We added this logo, we added this graphic here. Okay. And then initially we thought that this was beautiful. Okay. So if you have seen their default PPT template, I don't know if I can get it now, but their default PPT template is absolutely horrible. Let me see if I can get it. Yes. Okay, so this is their problem statement. Okay, and let's look at our side by side. Okay, so at this point, we already thought that, oh my gosh, this is so we are doing something. Kuch to ho raha hai. Like this is standing out. We removed the background logo. We added something. We changed the font. We may added a title. We added a logo. Turns out this was horrible. Then next, proposed solution. So there was an idea to a title. So now what people have done is they have just put text inside this. What we wanted to do is we wanted to look cohesive. We wanted to look good. So even if you are a judge, put yourself in the judge's shoes. And what will happen is you will be essentially like, oh my gosh, this is just a random text on some PPT, just put together, chat GPT करके कर दिया है. Even if we are using chat GPT or Gemini or whatever AI platform you want to use, ठीक है, make sure it looks good. Okay. Now what we thought is this was good. We were like very happy with this version. And then just look at all those slides. So this looks like a perfectly synced triangle. We added these shapes behind to make it pop. And then our technical approach. Okay, this was what we thought was one of the best diagrams we had made in our lives. Turns out that was not the case. This was a pretty not a pretty diagram. This is what they expect. Technical approach. This is just text. All you basically you have complete freedom to change the format. Don't listen to anyone who says that this is not in the correct format. As long as you're following the title slide or title heading, you are in the right format. And if you all, as long as you follow this, then this logo and this team name here, you are in the correct space. So this was feasibility. This is our actual prototype. And then we thought, oh my gosh, SWOT add kiya हमने. We thought that we were adding something like completely new. So we added strengths, we added weaknesses, we added threats, we had opportunities, we highlighted words which we thought were important, and then we made this. So at the start, this looked like absolutely beautiful. We added these mini satellites. We added this urban planning, trees, environments, all of this thing. We added like a perfectly bold letters and everything. So UI UX obviously, and then research. We added a complete list of links कि यहाँ से research किया हमने complete perfectly, and then the team member side. So this was the format which was given to us. So this is the format which we have. Okay. Now the thing was, this was the first iteration. This was the second iteration. So first one was just blank text, um, and then we just did a random technology approach. This is another approach where we just tried and it just got messed up. It wasn't really pretty, and then this is also not very good. This is just this was our starting iteration, which was just lackluster, I would say. It's the colors are not popping. They are not beautiful. They are not cohesive. The elements are not cohesive together. This just I think this just does not work. This diagram is just wrong. We did a lot of work on the diagrams. Can you please explain how we write the research slide? Okay, yeah, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. No worries. Let me just finish. I'll after I show you my final PPT slides, right? I'll explain everything. Okay, and then obviously. So now all of these iterations. Obviously, we have not recorded all iterations, but from scratch, I think we have started at least 7 to 8 times, and this is what we landed up with. This is our final PPT, which was beautiful, impactful, and then these are all the hidden slides. If you see all these hidden slides below, these are all the past iterations which we did not want to put on the plate for the judges. This just does not work. This is just very crowded. Not does not work. It's not very fun to watch as well. So now this is just an AI generated image, but this is we removed a lot of things. We did not compare best deep learning models. SWOT is this was kind of an iteration. Um, we added this newspaper strip down below. We actually made our logo. So this was made by us using ChatGPT. Yes, we gave it a lot of prompts, but yes, we made our own logo. Looked at these and like took a consistent platform or a consistent uniform color theme. Then we tried to use this again, but it did not work. This was AI generated. That does not work. Okay. And then we tried incorporating different pastel colors. We tried getting SDGs involved. Just because Vishal Pillai sir told us to. Vishal Pillai sir is an amazing sir. He will probably be coming to take your lecture as well. And then this was obviously definitely a boost over the previous one, where the colors were now popping. Um, we added this newspaper thing, but then we realized, oh my gosh, we don't need it. We need space. We need space to explain our stuff. And then this was our previous things. This is just not good. I've shown you all of this. Now let's get to the actual PPTs where it was beautiful. So now it was only white in the beginning, right? But then we realized how do we make it pop? So we added this blue color. It's like there's a background and we cut it out. So now it looks intriguing. We changed the Cloudweave logo. We added it alongside the letters. We have made a big exercise now. So now, when you guys are watching this PPT, it makes you feel inviting. So if you look at the competitors' PPTs, I'll show you those as well after this. You guys can compare. So this is essentially everything you need to know. So in this statement, idea title, your what you had to describe was proposed solution. But before we got to the proposed solution, we need to understand what is it that we are solving. We need to understand what the problem is. So that's why the scenario is. So if you guys read this, try to read this approach, then you'll understand what we are actually doing. I have no idea why this is appearing. Okay, perfect. Read this. Now, how many of you have like at least understood the problem statement? Yes, Ansh. So you guys have at least understood it, right? Now, before it was pretty confusing, right? Now it's actually understandable. Yes, Vedika.
No, sir, I just did
Got it.
like I understood the
Perfect,
problem.
perfect. At least now you guys have understood the problem just based on a PPT. Okay, it's just one slide. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to पहले तो judges know the problem statement already. Okay, and even if we are deviating from that, that is not okay for the judges. So what we did was we contacted the judges. जो ISRO में is all of the ministries uh, give us, they don't give us direct contact numbers obviously. What they do is they give us the person or the ministry के headquarters का phone number. Okay, so what we did is we called them, we figured out, we googled, we used all kinds of things. बहुत सारा googling किया. We used find job hunter, went on LinkedIn, we figured out कि oh my gosh, ISRO के लिए for these problem statements, who will be the mentor and who has been the mentor for the last 5 years, 6 years. So what we did is we figured out what his email was, and we mailed it to him. And that person is at a very high position at ISRO right now, and his name was Pankaj something. Yes. So we mailed him, and then we actually got a reply. We got a reply. Let me show you. I also have that reply. I might have just sent it from MIT. Okay, perfecto. This is what we sent. We sent a beautiful mail sending, "Hi, my name is Archis. I'm part of Team Cloudweave, working on whatever problem statement." And then essentially 1 month, one line of what our solution was. And then this guy gave us a proper roadmap for doing this. Essentially, make a local geo server, host it on Mosdac. Once WMS server is in place, you can use AI-based stream interpolation techniques. So you know what this did is this has already gotten us 1 foot in the door. That person, Pankaj Budani, when he will be reviewing these PPTs, or when he is going to review the actual PPTs for the entries in the grand finale, this guy will definitely remember first our name, second my name, third he will understand that these people have an actual working prototype and they have actually taken efforts to contact me before. This is essentially research. So now then we did a thing and then we actually hosted it. This is our prototype on 17th of September. The grand finale was in grand finale was in I think October or something. December. Yeah, our grand finale was in December. So before that, we actually made a prototype and hosted it. Now it's not obviously hosted; it's off right now. Deployment is off. But and then this guy shared us a Google Meet. So we did a 50-minute Google Meet. This is the exact same Google Meet you are on right now, by the way. So this is the Google Meet which we did for 50 minutes before on November 18th. instead of December before the grand finale to focus and finalize our product. And I am guaranteeing you that no other team has done this. Absolutely no other team has done this. This is essentially proactiveness. You guys have to mail the people who are responsible. Take a problem statement which does not have like 500 submissions coming in, so it makes your chances better. And then let's go ahead with my thing. Perfect. And then our technical approach. This is the user. He will enter the location, select the time interval. Backend, what technologies we are using. Backend goes to the local geo server, hosts images. It goes to Mosdac, provides live images, goes back to the backend. Front end is connected right here, and how the backend works. The entire backend working or images is essentially portrayed in this diagram without the need of text. So this is an important thing. Then we did a TRL. This is something Vishal Pillai will definitely tell you to do. It is pretty helpful, honestly. So 4 is essentially you have a prototype ready. 5 is you have a product ready. 6 is you get funding or something. 7 is deployment. 8 is big deployment, and 9 is you have a successful product. So this is essentially your TRL. This will be told to add, like you will be told to add this anyways. Um, then someone was asking about the research slide, right? Whenever you have any research data, you see these mini numbers 9, 5, 8. So these are references to the actual research slides. Okay. So these 5 are the most important research we have done, or rather, this is where we have taken our most inspiration from. And then the remaining 10 are just not that important, but they are still important. They are used as references somewhere in the slides. So we have also done that as well. Um, okay. So now feasibility analysis and Windy. So Windy was already a platform which kind of does this, but it's not exactly the same. And it is also a private platform. So what we did is feasibility analysis and viability. We actually ran it on AWS. So even though there is no AWS logo or there's no AWS mention, this symbol just shows it all. Like this is not a normal arrow. This is like an AWS symbol. So even if we have not mentioned it directly that we have used AWS to calculate this, this arrow like shows it all. Okay. It has subtle clues that what is happening. These guys know what they're doing. And then note, we have gotten access to secure real-time satellite images provided by ISRO through Mosdac. This is especially for the judges because Pankaj Badani sir had especially told us that we had to apply for access, and we had gotten that access, I think, after about 20 to 25 days of waiting. So even if the people who had gotten this, let's say they had done this 10, 15 days before the grand finale, they still would not have gotten the access. So we had done this like a month prior to the actual grand finale, which was the actual text test. Yes, Tanvi?
I'm sorry, it
Uh,
happened by mistake.
Okay, okay, got it. Okay, so then we did a comparison of the actual features which we would be including. Flexible integration capacity was already given. WMS server should be compatible with OGC as well as WMS. Accurate interpolation of Indian weather. VD does not do that because it relies on American satellites. And then we actually did a prototype submission as well. I'll show you that after this. Okay, so this just brings metrics into play. So our first slides did not have any metrics. It wasn't really impactful slide. We could still make this slide better. We added this cloud thing in the background just to make it, like cloud related. And then we chose a team name which makes sense. It is Cloudweave because obviously we are interpolating cloud images, which just makes sense. Please still please pick a team name which will suit your particular problem statement, which actually makes it easier for the judges to understand what they are doing. Okay, and then this is the impact. I think we can still remove some text, but this is the maximum amount of text you can put. Please do not put any more text than what you see. Use diagrams, use a lot of images, use lots of infographics, like these small ones right here, but do not use text. Look now, compare this slide, compare this technical slide, or compare this technical slide with our previous versions. This is just this does not look good, right? It's just a random box with this is very small, can't read it. There are no infographics. Technical approach, we have no idea how or where these guys are getting used. Absolutely no idea. Just randomly just logo लगा दिया यार. Logo लगाने से कुछ नहीं होता. You have to understand how it works and where it works. So this is what we did. We Google research and TensorFlow, FFmpeg, Python. This works in the back end. Leaflet works in the front end. React works in the front end. ISRO का MOSDAQ server works in this particular position. And then we did all of this, and then together it creates a beautiful diagram. And then after this, we just added a lot of metrics. Metrics are very important for everything. 30x more images compared to traditional systems. Now we are obviously giving 30x more images. We do not want to lie on this slide, but you see this? This is essentially like brand advertising. जो कुरकुरे लिखता है ना कि whatever tagline is there as compared to other competitors, which is got it, you got it right. And then statistics are 15% better and efficient. We have no way to calculate this. Absolutely no way at calculating this. At handling dynamic elements. What are dynamic elements? No idea. This is very vague, but we had absolutely no chances. Like this was done at pretty much the last level because we didn't really know what to put on it because in the end space ज़्यादा हो रही थी because सब तो include कर रहा था. We don't want to like double नहीं करना है. We don't want to duplicate our content. So at this point we didn't have anything else, so we just added this infinite chances to help India grow. With just since it is ISRO, it struck the minds, I guess. I'm not sure. And then these are the SDGs which are achieved. This is a very important part. Please include this in a very small way if you can, but include it. This is essentially industry, innovation, and infrastructure, sustainable cities and communities, because obviously it does have actual impact. Climate action was a impact which was social, and then life on land is obviously an impact of this solution, and then our research slides. So yes, Ansh had a question. How do we write the research slides, right? So research slides can be see official research slide में बस इतना दिया होता है. Details or link of the reference and research work. Okay, this is just vague. तो basically तुम्हें जो करना है करो essentially. So you can add these background clouds. You can add multiple colors. I would suggest go with pastel colors. They pop out, and then you can use some bright colors in between to just make them pop, like this green and red here, this dark blue. But go with one theme. Now, obviously, it was clouds, so we chose blue. But let's say it's something green. Let's say it's agricultural product. Then you can go with like a green, like an olive green color. Make sure it matches, but it's not very poppy and flashy. But make sure it does pop. And then the colors, every color should be the same throughout the slide. There should be consistency. So if you can see the background clouds, they are consistent. If you see the colors, they are consistent. Just make sure whatever you're putting on it is absolutely beautiful. Now this cyclone, this AI generated website, this is a cyclone, right? So we could not generate this in the ocean, in this ocean. So what we did is just change this to Bay of Bengal. We tried asking ChatGPT to bring the cyclone over here, but it did not happen. This is actually an entire image if you wanna, I think. Okay, yes. This image, okay, it's not in this, but the image just expands. And make sure it's very good. Make sure all the corners. Okay, so what we did was every last one of this was not rounded. So it was actually straight. It was like this. And then when everything becomes straight, it just does not become very appealing. So make sure that you round those corners off as well. Or not just rounding off. Make sure that it looks beautiful. You should see and just take it and UI UX का कुछ knowledge apply करो. Like basic UI UX भी apply किया, that is enough. Any questions? No questions. Okay. Ma'am?
So it's
Archie,
okay
go
for
Archie.
to
Yeah,
change
go ahead,
design of
Ria.
key, right?
Yeah, what? Could you repeat?
I was asking, like, it's okay for us to change the design and
It
template
is
of the
it
key,
is
right?
okay to change the design as long as you do not change the title. As long as you don't change this main title. Even if you put it like in the middle or on the left, that is okay. And this logo cannot be removed. Make sure that this logo is not removed. If this logo is removed, they just remove you out of the competition. They just don't care. Okay. Make sure that this logo is not removed. Everything else is fine. You can change, you can add colors, you can remove colors, you can add background things. um, we also included a prototype. So technical approach में prototype का link है सीधा, which just goes, it is R named. So yes, it was actually live then, not right now. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, you have any questions?
Any questions, other participants? Mentors, do have any questions if mentors have joined? So I think no one is having questions. I think Archis, once they start, na, then they will ask for different
Right,
things.
right, 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 right.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Same, same.
Right now, they got an idea ki where there is less submission, they have to select that.
Yes, so where there is less submission, but make sure that so when we read this statement for the first time, right, 1736, हमें बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आया था कि oh my gosh, we had no idea what this is, and this was on the verge of being like deleted, and we are going to go for like an easy themed problem statement, which we did not want to do eventually. Make sure that you have six people in your team, right? Make sure that each and every one is of utility, and one goal has to be there. That is just how SIH works. One girl has to be there. Five boys is fine, and one girl is fine. Second thing is, whatever you are choosing, all six of the people, give them time, go through the problem statements, and at least choose 10 problem statements each. Therefore, you have 60 problem statements. And then within those 60 problem statements, you can divide those into three categories. First category is essentially hardest, medium, and easy. So right off the bat, just remove the easy ones. We do not want easy problem statements in this competition. You guys have a lot of time to build prototypes. It is not very hard to build prototypes as well, at least on the basic level. And idea presentation में तो you don't need a very good prototype as well. So hard or medium ही लेना. Medium also, then you have approximately 20 to 30 problem statements per group, and in those problem statements you guys have to sit, discuss the pros and cons of each and every one. We had like 6 hour long meetings just to decide what problem statement we were gonna choose. We had made pros and cons of each and every problem statement, that this problem statement, this is good, but I'm not sure. And then ISRO, we decided on this problem statement just because the last year submissions were pretty less. 2023 submissions for ISRO were less. It was approximately 50 to 60 on a higher scale. So even though we did get like 90 something submissions on this problem statement, it was not a lot as compared to 500. 500 may the chances just go very low. We don't want to do, like, we don't want that to happen. Yes, Anamika?
So, my team is an all girls team. It has already 6 girls.
That's
We
fine.
are told, yeah, okay. We are told one of the teachers that we have to take a boy in.
No, that is not a requirement for the official SH.
Okay.
There is no requirement for boys. Just that one girl has to be there minimum. On an all
Okay.
girls
Thank
team
you.
is fine. Make sure that there are no clashes between leadership. Make sure that everyone understands who is leading the team. Make sure that you guys are all on the same page before the group formation. Deployment is not necessary. Prototype is fine while showcasing the prototype in the internals. But when you send it for the grand finale, deployment is necessary, or at least the basic prototype deployment is necessary. No, you don't have to make it like a super advanced prototype, but you need a basic prototype before sending it to the grand finale just to get selected. And once you get selected, then yes, deployment is necessary in the real world. When you go there, deployment is a requirement which is set by your industry. So there is a friend of mine. So all first of all, when we won ISRO, all six of us were offered internships at ISRO for the coming year. And one person took it. Manas Verinekar is his name. This guy essentially he's in Ahmedabad right now. He's working for ISRO, and he is working to actually make this product integrated with their Mosdac website right now. So he's actually deploying it on a global level right now with ISRO. So you guys, there are definitely internship opportunities. There is a AICT. AICT will almost always contact you after you won or even after you participated. AICT contacts you for an internship. They give 25 to 30,000 rupees as a stipend, and you guys will have to go to Delhi for that. Then there is a MIC, Ministry of MIC. There is a Ministry of Communications, I think, or just a Indian education agency that will also assure you internships. That stipend is 20K, and you guys will have to go in Mumbai for that internship. Then there is one more internship, which is essentially the global participants, ISRO participants, or not just ISRO, just the SIH participants 2025. So that actually consists of an interview. The remaining two does not has no interviews. You just apply, you get selected because you have already participated in SIH. This one has an interview, but it has a stipend of 50,000 rupees. So that is at I believe Pune only. It's at Pune or Bangalore. So it depends on where you want to work, but there are good internship opportunities. And if you are in currently in your diploma, then next year you can probably do this internship if possible. There are also some remote internships, but I think those are unpaid. I'm not really sure about those. Yes. So yes, internship opportunity is definitely there for even first year students, second year students, diploma can definitely do these internships. They can just request, to let's say if agar Delhi या फिर Mumbai है, you guys can go there like once a week and check in, and then बाकी सब work from home कर सकते हैं. That is also allowed. So I think the Jyoti ma'am, I think we can allow this, right? अगर if a first or second year student gets an internship at Mumbai,
Uh-huh.
like go there like once a Friday and check in there. That is okay, right?
Uh, but in our case, we don't have internship at first, second year,
No,
no.
no,
So
I'm
we
not
would,
saying officially. I'm saying
हाँ
extra like normal work तो करेंगे,
हाँ
normal
हाँ
academics
हाँ हाँ
करेंगे.
हाँ नहीं नहीं see listen, those who really are extraordinary and we know that they can manage their academics also, so we
हाँ.
give permission to such
So I'm
students.
saying like one day attendance
हाँ
वगैरह
हाँ
could be
हाँ
considered,
हाँ
right?
yes yes yes
Okay. So guys,
yes
attendance तो consider हो जाएगा तुम लोगों का. It's not so if you have good opportunities, make sure that you contact these teachers. Make sure that you
start
contact your
start
supervisors, and they will definitely help you in like anything. Not just ISRO internships or not just education internships, but anywhere else you have a good opportunity. Anywhere else you have like working in an MNC, working in a good startup, these guys will definitely help you. So please contact them, and especially Khurpade ma'am, she helps a lot in these kinds of opportunities.
हाँ हाँ
So that is one thing. Second thing you get is a lot of prestige. Um, we were featured in the newspaper as well after a month. That was a little late by MIT, but we were featured in the newspaper, our team, and we got a gold-plated ISRO trophy, which was a pretty big trophy, and then we got a check, and then every participant got a trophy, a mini trophy. So that was a very good thing. We were very fun, and no tax has been cut from our winnings, so we were happy about that as well. Any other questions? Like, there is no way we just have two questions, right? What's the most important factor judges look for? In which round? Okay, all okay. Okay, so let's look at the problem state or let's look at the theme. Okay, SI's problem statement launch. We are here right now. This is college. You don't have to worry about that. Internal hackathon. Yes, internal hackathon. They will understand what your feasibility of your idea is. Can it actually be implemented? What are the how will you implement this? Do you have the skill set? uh, your presentation is your presentation beautiful? How you give your presentation? Now there was one misconception that every member of the team has to present. I will tell you that is absolutely not true. In our team only two or three members presented every time. Okay, and if they want, there is no requirement that the remaining three people have to answer some kind of questions or they have to appear active or whatever. All you have to be there is stand there. Okay, that is it. Okay, some people have the misconception that all people, especially when you are giving presentations, people divide the speech accordingly to, like, let's say 2 minutes. You say you speak 2 minutes, you speak 2 minutes. That is a very terrible way of presenting. Make sure that you have a primary speaker. In our case, that was me and Rupak. Make sure you have a secondary speaker. In our case, it was a technical person, which was Sankalp Gauri, which was our main developer, and Soham Rupai. Soham Rupai was not given a chance to speak. Sankalp, Rupak, and me were the only people who were speaking. That is enough for presentation. Make sure your presentation is beautiful. Make sure you present with confidence. Agar and if this happens, if you are like a little, if you are not sure your prototype is good, or you're not sure about your facts or metrics, internal round के लिए go out there and confidently bluff. those those judges do not care. They don't have itna expertise in in those particular fields to first catch your bluff. Make sure that when you bluff very confidently. People respond to your confidence. Okay, so make sure you are very confident. If you are bluffing, I would not recommend bluffing a lot, but like one or two slides or one or two metrics is fine. Make sure that you bluff very confidently. That is one factor, important factor. And then report compilation and uploading a report. This is what college does. The top 50 teams will be selected from college to at least to be sent to the ministries. Then the ministries screen the results. They will publish the grand finale results and communicate it to whoever has been selected for the grand finale. Then mentoring and training sessions are just average. They are just generic, not really useful. And then obviously the SIH people, grand finale people have been selected. And then yes, you actually go there, and then you guys win. Okay. So I want to see at least three teams make it to the grand finale, and at least two teams win a prize. Okay. So make sure that you are very serious about this. Um, you can use this. I'm not even kidding. You can use this for the next 5 years at least. That you have won SH. It is. You can add that in your resume as well. You can speak about it. I have been given multiple free passes on my external Viva exams just because of Smart India Hackathon. And like ऐसे बहुत time होता है कि like, I'll give an example. I had a microcontrollers and microprocessors Viva external coming in, and he had absolutely um, like the project was absolutely not related to MMC. Okay, and then just because we had that craze, we had SH, we had one SH hoodies that day. So he asked us like by default कि ये क्या पहना है, सब लोगों ने एक साथ पांच तीन चार लोगों ने एक साथ पहना है ये. So we were like, no sir, we had one Smart India hackathon, which is the biggest hackathon. वैसे bluff करके बोला बहुत बड़ा बड़ा. Okay, and then he was like very impressed. So he only asked us like one question of MMC and he let us go. And then बाकी लोगों को he grilled very much. So we had very good marks. So that is a real advantage which happens. Your reputation is increased. You have a particular, um, aura around you. So that is one thing. Second thing, you're just basically confident in any other hackathons you participate in. Make sure you participate in all hackathons, not just SIH. SIH is very important. Any other questions? We had like 3 questions total, 4 questions from 80 people. 2025 problems probably end of August. Yeah, लिखा है, so probably end of August. Yes. 25 August तक आ जाना चाहिए. I believe. Let's see YouTube पे कोई chat किया क्या? Okay, YouTube पे no one is viewing. Perfect.
And every year you can participate, students. Archis, though he is winner, he is also participating this year.
Oh yeah, we guys are also participating this year. We are going to select a ISRO problem statement this time as well. Just because less problem statements makes sense for us to do that as well. So yeah. Oh
So
yeah,
Archis,
there were a lot of
Archis,
yes ma'am.
what I will suggest is, I know you are winner, I know you are participating. So what trouble I will give you is, I will identify 2 scheme teams from Polytechnic, and I will request you to suggest the domain of problem statement where submissions are less.
Got it. But
Huh?
I think those like last year का trend देख के ना we can understand. Like if you
They will survey it. They will
हाँ
do.
yep,
But we will take your input from your
got it.
side also. And what
Understood.
I will do is, I will see WPU have some industry experts for grooming the teams, those who are selected internally at
Yes.
internal hackathon. So what I will do is, I will also ask you prior to their grooming कि अभी presentation होगा ना, तो
Yes.
before presentation कि how these slides are,
Got it.
whether they are attractive or not.
Yes.
I have told students कि
That is a very
based on
important
slide,
factor, honestly.
they are selected for grand final finale.
Yes, yes.
So they have to be very careful for designing the sites and
Oh yes,
presentation.
I forgot one point. Um, you guys will not be there to present in the grand finale or whatever. So whenever you guys are giving your PPT, make sure that it has everything in it. Like you don't have to explain anything. So in our first, if you see my screen, in our first interpretations, there was no scenario slide. Hold on. It was just a proposed solution, right? So what we were doing is we were explaining to the judges, like during our presentation, what the problem is, okay, and like why is it necessary and all that, all those stuff. But in the updated slides, what we did is we wrote the scenario so that nothing has to be explained because you guys are not going to be there, right? There is no voiceover to this PPT. It's just a blank PDF. So there are no animations. There is no audio. You guys are not there to explain. So everything has to be inputted or kept in one slide as well. There is um, no one to help or like talk you through it कि ये क्या लिखा है, please जरा help me understand. No one has that time. Yes Taru, there were a lot of clashes. So the first clash was essentially we had 5 boys fixed, and we could not find a suitable girl for like a person who had development experience with a little bit of space technology and this type of like server development and all of those. So it was a pretty hard clash. We had taken one Asmita Verma, and she was essentially not working. So within we gave her like a 2 or 3 warnings. She was not working. She used to like just pop in the meetings and say hey, and then just give random inputs. So we kicked her out after 48 hours because we didn't like the vibe. So do not take people who do not suit your team. People should always suit your team, and as a leader, you should be able to handle these clashes. We took Hazel Ajwani, which worked very well. Her dad also accompanied us to ISRO to help us with the preparations, not just like not technical preparation, just general preparations. Um, they traveled separate and everything else. ISRO does give you travel reimbursement, but we did not take it because train ka tha and third AC ke below they don't give. It's like sleeper class or something. Okay, and then
Archis,
yes,
in a team of six,
okay,
uh, what different expertise the
okay, yes,
people
yes, yes, yes.
students should
Wait,
have?
I have that as well. Give me 2 minutes. Last year के group में we had wait, no. Okay, yes, hold on. Just give me 1 second.
And Archis, also tell them not only for Smart India Hackathon but for Capstone project also. Because I have informed them वो कैप्स्टन प्रोजेक्ट में what they used to do, ये फ्रेंड है इसको कौन हैंडल करेगा, फिर चलो हम कर लेते हैं, एडजस्ट कर लेते हैं. So
Okay.
they need to be very professional while selecting their capstone project group as well as their SIH group also. So tell them that thing also.
So what we did was I can't find it right now, but what we did was we figured out expertise of people. So we had 6 members, right? Rupak was the one who was in charge. Rupak and Soham were in charge of the development. Sankalp was in charge of the back-end React front-end. I was in charge of the WMS OGC, WMS servers. Hazel and Manas were charged of the front end. Riddhi, no, there was no Riddhi. So wait, I'll tell you 6 people कौन थे. Let me go to the team member side. आ गया. Team member side आ गया. Wait, this might have been edited sometime by someone. Okay, so I can't find the team member slide. I don't know why. I okay, there you go. Perfect. I hidden here. So this was me. I was in charge of the WMS, OMS, CGI, CGS, WCG, and CLI level configuration, server management essentially. Provisioning, getting those servers, getting the GPUs, getting the actual work done, getting connecting the servers to the thing which will fetch. I was essentially going to give them the images which they needed to process. Um, Rupak was essentially in charge of our development and machine learning algorithms. Manas Vernikar was in charge of the UI. Soham Rupai was charge of development. Sankalp was backend and services. Microservices. Hazel was in charge of just general PPT things. Okay. But make sure that whoever you guys have, make sure that those fields expertise नहीं हुआ तो obviously no one had worked on servers, microservices, nothing else, right? It was a very difficult thing to do, but make sure that you choose your team members accordingly. There has to be a back-end person, there has to be a front-end development person, there has to be an integration person. I think that those three are really it. Make sure you have good back-end people because they know how to connect the back-end. Make sure you don't copy any from anywhere. Yeah, so I'll give you an example as well. YouTube submission होता है of prototype. Okay, there is a prototype submission. Can you see this, right? Perfect. Wait, let me just go to my videos because I had searched that as well. YouTube Studio. Yes. Yes. This was our video analytics. Perfect. This was our submission video. In this, what we did is essentially this is a map of India, okay? And we had an option of multiple satellites, street, dark. We inputted this. Just take a look. And then we chose a, this is obviously a very less demo. We had only Cyclone Maharashtra and Early Time Labs. This is a very, very bland version of a prototype. But this essentially shows a cyclone in Mumbai. Okay. And this is layered over perfectly. And ISRO satellite only captures up till here. Okay. ISRO has a limit. This is the main area where ISRO ka data has been active. Now, if you look at the other submissions of us, let's see, 1736. So you can also spy on your teammates. Look at their PPT. Okay, now this is just random kuch to dal diya. Film report model reports. This is average. We had chosen film and we had won. Okay, so this is don't look at these stats. Okay, now look at this. This is just random. दिख भी नहीं रहा है कि इंडिया है या फिर what is this? This is just random clouds appearing out of nowhere. This is a random cityscape. कहाँ है पता नहीं है. Make sure your prototype is not as random as this. ये like would you select team based on this? No, right? This is just a
No.
random कुछ तो random करके दिया है and then we were spying on our teammates a lot. In this. This is a pre-made. ये तो Mosdac का वीडियो डाल दिया उन लोगों ने. They have not actually done the model. This you see this Mosdac SSC ISRO. So this is essentially उनका ही वीडियो कॉपी करके डाल दिया इधर. There's no innovation in this. Then there was one team which just made an AI generated video. Yes. We
Have
thought
you ever
that this
considered the
team
immense
was going
cost
to
of
be
launching a
crazy.
satellite? It's in the crores. Despite the significant investment, the frequency at which we receive satellite images is still quite limited. Imagine spending crores for a satellite image that is by
And they
generating
made like
video
this
visualizing the
crazy AI video
frames.
which actually, which talked about. So now, when we had seen this, this was pretty crazy for us. But then we realized this is just Mosdac. So they have just copied the images and then they pasted it. They have not taken actual live data. There is no video as well. There's no video playback, everything. And I have no idea how, but apparently their satellite overlay reached Australia. ISRO does not have the capability to reach Australia with that INSAT 3DR. It only has the capacity to engulf India, and I have no idea how Australia is even in the map. India hai bhi nahi. So this team was not selected. So I even asked for him. How do I contact you? This was 10 months ago, and then I got a LinkedIn, and then that guy did not get selected. So let's see. And then we did. But there were actually some good teams as well. SHAI, this team also did not get selected. There was one Swapnanil Adhikari sent it. That was the guy who got selected. Tech macros. This guy also just made a AI powered thing for us, which is AI powered mein kya this, and then this was I don't know Abhiyantran team.
SIH 2024.
They just made a random
Problem
AI video.
statement ID 1736. AI based frame interpolation. Video generation.
Please don't do this. Make sure that it is worth it. Make sure that you have actually. Do you want me to share our submission video?
Yes.
Okay. I'll share that as well. I have put it in the wait. I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, I've put it in the chat. Apart from that, not really anything important. Go through the FAQs. Go through the guidelines. It's not a very crazy process. Go to the internal hackathon. This is not top 20. This might either be top 25 or top 45. वो confirm होने के बाद ही just make sure. Top 25 teams or top 50 teams will be sent from colleges. Let's hope it is top 25 because हमारे time पे it was top 50 and that just gets in submission increase होता है उसमें बहुत. There was one other team which had selected this problem statement from our college 1736 and they had a pretty damn impressive model. We were scared. We were genuinely scared that these guys will be able to pull it off. Unfortunately, their PPT was terrible. They were selected in the internals, but they couldn't make it to the grand finale. I'm pretty sure that if at that particular stage, if you had compared our models to theirs was like 20% superior to us. It was better model, it was better equipped, but there was no overlay of the screen. There was no interactive model. There was no prototype, and the text was pretty horrible. But I could say for sure that their model was better for sure at that particular point in time. Then we obviously improved. But there are people who will be better than you. Just make sure that you stand out with your PPTs. Make sure that your PPT is intuitive. It brings the colors together. It is cohesive. The judges don't have to strain their eyes. Please don't do black text on dark backgrounds or white text on very light backgrounds. That is a horrible mistake. I just hate that. If like this is like black and white, right? This is okay. But when you put like imagine this was a white or gray colored text on a gray on this background, then it just becomes horrible. I have seen a lot of people doing those mistakes because I have no idea, but they do those mistakes and it just looks very out of place, very not good. Okay. So don't make sure that presentation wise it is the best. Make sure that at least one or two people in your team have access to Canva. Make sure Canva pe hi karo so that you can add or change all of these elements. You can also use Figma और you can also use Figma है फिर उसके बाद you can use Proto AI. Try to use less AI. AI मत ज़्यादा use करना. We just made this image AI के साथ वो भी एकदम last minute change किया था हमने. But try to use less AI. Don't AI based paragraph छापना मत. Maximum sentence should be of 7 to 8 words. उसके ऊपर do not go. This was the only sentence you can find in our PPT which goes above 7 to 8 words. But anything else, it is 4 to 5 words at maximum. Make sure that 4 to 5 words के अंदर ही stick करना. Do not make any sentence longer than 6 to 7 words. That just no one has time to read all of those. Okay, make sure as minimal text, maximum appearance, maximum aesthetics, actual prototype अगर है तो best cherry on the cake. Perfect. So any other options? If you want, you can also search last year के problem statement के submission videos. Okay. If you just put SIH, let's say obviously ours was SIH 1736, but बाकी लोगों के it might be something else. So you can just search that in YouTube and उनके आ जाएंगे. And you can see how bad the PPTs are or how bad the explanations are. They are just not very beautiful to look at, not very aesthetic. Make sure you contact the organizers. If you are selected in the internals, make sure you contact the organizers and get to know what exactly is expected. In our PPT, we thought that we could use Sobel operator. We scrapped that because Sobel operator does not work with our model, so we scrapped that at the end. But we did use an alternative for Sobel operator. So even if this PPT is not like 100% true, it was 100% true at when we submitted. So make sure that you don't have any lies or shady facts on your PPT because judges will catch that. Make sure it is not some random buzzwords. There are no buzzwords here. There is no AI ML magic. There is no 500% better results. There is no this is the best AI which will happen. No, just don't do that. Make sure buzzwords एक या दो max. Make sure it is simple to read, easy to understand for a random person. Once you're done with your PPTs, give it to your friend without who is not in the team, and if they understand the entire problem statement and what your solution is without knowing the problem statement, then you have successfully made a very nice PPT. That is a benchmark. Ask like 7 to 8 friends वगैरह. Get their reviews. Don't incorporate all reviews, obviously. Make sure you incorporate only what you think are good. Get lots of feedbacks. 7 to 8 बार scratch से बनाया हमने PPT. This is I think only the last iteration or the second last iteration or the first iteration rather. Beach K iterations we have not actually captured because those iterations were essentially overwritten with this. But please make sure that you do a lot of iterations. स्क्रैच से करना पड़ता है, बहुत बार स्क्रैच से करना पड़ता है. डोंट लूज पेशेंस, डोंट लूज होप. रात भर अगर if you like stay up all night, that does not matter in this in such. You need to work hard. वहाँ जाके 36 hours you will not be able to sleep. वहाँ बस कॉफी का एक स्टेशन रहता है, तो कॉफी से you have to stay awake. 36 hours के पहले 12 hours you can't sleep because you are still building a prototype and all that stuff. Um, Make sure you build at least 90% of the prototype when you are reaching there. If you are selected in the grand finale, make sure 90% of your prototype is there, but do not show it to the judges कि ये देखो मेरा 90% हुआ है. Let them see your journey. Show them the एकदम basic वाला thing what you have done. Let them give inputs, and oh my gosh, you have already done this, right? But show them at the next stage. Show them at the first evaluation to make sure so that they understand that oh my gosh, you guys have been developing, and अभी वहाँ जाके ही they have done actual work. But make sure that your prototype is ready at least 90% of the way. Final features you can add there as well. Make sure your product is very stable, hosted, deployed. MIT will give you servers if you want to host. Make sure it is a very legit claim. MIT gives you servers for storage space. MIT also gives you GPUs. We have a supercomputer as well. So in case you need it, you have to apply, but most probably मिल जाता है. You need 2 or 3 days of early notice, but we have a supercomputer as well. And if you want to run like extensive, crazy models, वगैरह, you can run it on the supercomputer. Not an issue. Also, I don't think any requirement. So there was one team which wanted to record gunshots. They had some sort of gunshot firing range hardware thing. So though that team from MIT, obviously, Bedekar sir had given them contacts to a firing range, a live firing range, and they had gone there with industry mics, and they had recorded the sound profiles of different guns, sound profiles of different ammo, and that is something MIT will provide. If you just ask Kurpade ma'am, or even yeah, just ask Kurpade ma'am. She has a lot of contacts and she will help you through. Right, ma'am?
Yes, yes, sure, sure.
Perfect. Right. Not an issue. And servers और supercomputer का भी please.
Yeah.
Yes. Make sure that अगर कुछ अगर कुछ करना है model वगैरह, make sure that it is a valid model. Ma'am, you have to validate that problem statement actually needs the model to be trained on such a high performance system. Because people just want to go on the supercomputer just to try out the supercomputer. That is once if that happens accidentally, and if they get to know that this is not really a requirement, then in the future your access will be revoked. So make sure that whoever team you are send them with a first. उनका supervisor तो रहेगा ही. Make sure that you also go with them. Make sure that they don't run anything else except the model. And make sure that model is really necessary for running.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, Anamika?
Is there any coding language you recommend for prototype making?
Not really. Front end is almost always made of React. React and Node. But honestly, front end ही बनाना है तो front end तो you can just make with AI. Okay, for prototype, just use AI, I would say. You can have Replit है, Cursor है, ChatGPT 5 है अभी. Backend, be very careful of what you are connecting and what you are giving to ChatGPT or whatever AI you are using. It does not give exactly the right outputs all the time. Make sure you have a person who understands.
Archie, just to interrupt, so they, Anamika, they don't see what technologies you are using. They see what performance your prototype is giving and whether it is meeting the end user, means end requirements.
Yes, exactly. So they don't really care कि कैसे बनाया product, as long as the result is good. Make sure the product is stable. Make sure. So please do not try to code the entire front end by yourself. In our case, we had done that. There was absolutely no AI in our prototype, zero AI in our prototype. But make sure that you use AI. Like I'm not saying completely, but at least some aspects where you don't have to code manually. It just saves you time. like the basic front end, you have a basic outline, basic prototype is something which you can do with AI. There's no wrong, um, there's nothing wrong with that. Backend, make sure you have a person who understands backend functionality very well. Someone who can understand the architecture. So if you see this, um, this is a very simple architecture. We have in our prototype there was a link to a extremely detailed architecture as well. This is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 components, right? We explained how backend works and everything. We had approximately 43 components in our architecture diagram. Ma'am, इनका first year, second year का Anamika is in which year? Anamika, which year are you in?
Second year integrated.
Okay, इनको कुछ anything related to diagrams, ma'am? Any subject?
UML diagrams you are saying?
Any diagrams, like architecture diagrams या फिर UML या फिर modeling diagrams, DBMS.
नहीं अभी नहीं DBMS they are having.
Okay.
But ER diagram they are having.
ER diagram आहे ना? ER diagram is there,
आहे ना.
right? Okay. So ER diagram shows essentially relations between different entities, right? So kind of like a similar diagram, make it very attractive. We had 43 components in our architecture diagram. त्याच्यामध्ये it was everything from what the user will input. युजरने जर ह्याला इनपुट केलं तर काय येणार, ह्याला इनपुट केलं तर काय येणार, आणि दॅट इज अन एक्स्ट्रीमली डिटेल खूप मॅक्झिमम डिटेल लाईक व्हेरी लो लेवल डायग्राम. सो त्याची गरज नाही आहे, बट मेक शुअर दॅट यू हॅव अ प्रिटी गुड or a core diagram and a person who understands that मला बॅकएंड वरून फ्रंट एंडला रिक्वेस्ट कशा पाठवायच्यात. मेक शुअर दॅट people understand concepts if they are using Redis, if they are using caching, if they are using window sliding method. Make sure that window pane sliding method, whatever. Make sure that whatever you guys are using or whatever person is in your team, make sure he understands backend architecture very well, because a lot of judges will ask you when you're presenting in your internals, you have to control the narrative of the judges. Judges को ज़्यादा बोलने का मौका मत दो, because some judges are just खड़ूस. Okay, we had good judges, but some judges are just plain खड़ूस, and they will just try to stop you in every turn. And don't fall for that. Make sure that you control the narrative from the start. Make sure you have a very beautiful speaker who is your main speaker. Yes, Ansh, that is real.
And Archis, regarding diagram, what we will do is we will have one session. Those who are really strongly interested that they are having aspire to win
Right.
So I will conduct a separate session for them, because whatever icons they are using, every icons have a proper format.
Yes. So
So
even
they
if you look here, user has one icon, local geoserver. Now obviously what we could have done is just we could have just written local geoserver, but that is not very attractive, right? We could have just written Mosdac, but what is Mosdac? But it is a ISRO service, so we added a little ISRO icon. Then front end, obviously we made a little display. So little things is important. So yes, I agree with you, ma'am. Sessions chalega मुझे कोई problem नहीं है. I will bring in Manas as well, because he is actually working in ISRO and he is a very good UI developer. Works, right?
Oh, Manas is there for offline internship with ISRO or online?
Offline.
Offline.
So he has gone there, Ahmedabad में दे, and he essentially can't take his phone inside वगैरह. That is the level of security. So if you go in, you can't leave. You can't take any electronics. You can't take your phone. घड्याळ काहीच allowed नाही आहे. And when you come out for lunch, maybe you can have, and then बाहेर गेल्यावर परत संध्याकाळी 6 वाजता वगैरे you can have your phone.
Yes.
So very secure and strict policies there, Ahmedabad मध्ये. But yes, it's definitely worth it. Thank you, Yuvraj. If you have any other questions, please feel free to drop chat. WhatsApp पे चलेगा मुझे, कोई problem नहीं है.
Anyone having any questions? Archis, do I need to share your number or there will
Yeah, you
be?
can share my
Okay.
number. Yes, yes. I'll
Karu?
put it.
Karu?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. Hold on.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Yep, I've put it in the chat. Ping me on WhatsApp. Don't call me preferably. I'll text you back. WhatsApp is fine. What else? I think I missed.
एक आपण ग्रुप करायचा का असा दोज हु आर पार्टिसिपेटिंग स्ट्रॉंगली इंटरेस्टेड आज जे जॉईन झाले
हो हो
लक्षात
चालेल
आलं मला
चालेल चालेल
आणि त्याच्यामध्ये तुला ऍड
Anay,
करते
yeah, works. Anay, you don't have to make a prototype in like the exact first stage, but by the end we need a prototype as well. We obviously need to make a prototype. Prototype making is way easier than you think. Okay. You would understand, you would think that or oh my gosh, कभी prototype बनाया नहीं है, first year में है हम, second year में हम, whatever. Prototype are invaluable, and honestly if you just chat gpt बता देगा कि कैसे बनाते हैं. It's not a very difficult task. 48 hours में you, if you just set your mind to it, you have no idea 24 hours में क्या क्या सीख सकते हैं. You can build a prototype from scratch, like different features, if, and especially if there are 6 people on your team, that is just a mind that is just a mind blowing thing, game changer, completely game changer. हो सकता है.
I told him in project also if they are familiar, they are good with technologies, whatever they require na, so they can build the first version in 40 hours.
Yeah, exactly. You honestly don't really need anything else. You have AI यार. AI से कुछ भी हो सकता है. You don't need anything else. Just ask GPT कि कैसे बनाता है. Cursor है. GitHub just you can just download GitHub का कोई नया आया है ना कुछ तो. So it just gets downloaded on your particular laptop and takes all your files and makes a prototype on your system. So वो भी एक feature है if you want. If you are building a common development or a website or something like that, we had a web mapping service जो manual था. बहुत a lot of work was manual, so we couldn't really use AI. But front end के लिए we didn't need AI because we had a very strong React person. If you want, you can. Not an issue. Yes, prototype essentially, if your level is a 7, without a prototype, it just brings it to a 9.5 if you have a good prototype out of 10. So it's very helpful. Works. Any other questions? I think all of
most of the questions are covered.
yes.
And they will get difficulty when they will choose a problem statement and then they will actually go for it.
Right.
So
Message me
what I
then.
will,
Not an issue.
students, those who are here, I know they are strongly interested. So my request is to don't ping every time for small things to Archis. He has shared his number, but he is working. So I will suggest, though, if you are having any queries, you just put it in a group. We will form a group of today's participants, and mentors are there. Me is also there. Other teachers are also there. So if you have any difficulty, you just come to me or a mentor, and then we will ask to Archis.
Or even if you do have difficulties, right? Write like ऐसे 3-4 doubts एक इसमें एक paragraph में लिख दो, and I'll address them like एक साथ ही. So like every time मत ping करना. You can just write like 3-4 doubts एक साथ and then ping me ऐसे.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is also one thing.
So
perfect.
I think most of the questions are covered, right?
Yes.
Yes. Most of